Yo, what is good, killers? It is your boy BmanDaKilla. I'm back with another video for you guys and back with some more information for you guys. So this is regards to Star Wars, you know what I'm saying? So as you can see on the screen, we got the Star Wars Jedi Survivor Week 1 update, full patch notes for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. So before we hop into it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We're on the road to 2K. Killa, gang, you know how the fuck we do, man. Also, I did just make a post on my community tab. If you're interested, if you want to get into the giveaway, I am doing a giveaway for the hard copy of Star Wars Jedi Survivor for PS5. I have a spare copy, so if anyone's interested in that, make sure you like this video right here, comment down below if you want to be in the giveaway, and you know, kind of explain why you want to get Jedi Survivor, or Survivor, you know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate that. The rest of the information is on the post as well, but I may put it in the comments as well, just to kind of, you know, save you guys some time. But if you're interested in that, there's their option right there. All right, so before we hop into it, link of the original article will be in the description down below. But you know, I'm gonna spit my, you know what I'm saying, 2 cents on the dollar. All right, so enough rambling, let's hop into it.
There's only one thing we say it's do.
So it says Respawn Entertainment is rolling out a new update for Star Wars Jedi Survivor today and tomorrow. The update, which was about 3.26 gigabytes on PC, aims to make a bunch of performance fixes on Steam and consoles, both of which have failed the smell test at launch. I wrote about the glitches, crashes, and frame drops I'll encounter with the game pre-release, warning gamers and the potential customers about the problems that the game's had. It's a fantastic action RPG and one of the best Star Wars games ever made. Just check this out if you don't believe me, but it's a buggy mess for many. That is true. I was streaming it over the weekend. Like I said, last week was my birthday and everything, and the game is fun. It's really good. A very big up from the first installment, but it is very buggy. I've had problems during the stream where I was definitely getting some crashes, like a lot of crashes, and the frame rate at certain points was really bad, and I was just like, yo, what the fuck, right? But I agree, like as good as the game is, it does kind of mess up the experience when you constantly get game crashes and frame drops and everything like that. Like I do love good graphics, but I also like good performance as well, and I feel like a game like this, especially from Respawn Entertainment, that's known for making very fast-paced games since PS4 with Titanfall, Titanfall 2, Apex, all these other games under their belt that are really essentially good, but fail at certain points because of performance and everything. So it is kind of an issue when they're known for making these very fast-paced games, and you can't get the full experience of doing that because of these things. So it says the new patch, which rolls out on PC today, which I believe was the first, on consoles tomorrow, will hopefully help some of the more glaring issues, including the pathing problems and save glitches. The PC patch notes, however, are just one lineup and it's quite vague. So it said, according to Respawn, the PC version of the game has already been updated with all console updates below. So here's May 1st. So it say PC patch perform improvements on non-ray tracing rendering. The console patch notes have more detail, and they do so. In fact, fix some of the more glaring issues gamers have encountered, including one where players cannot exit the chamber of duality if they die before saving after going out. Here's all the fixes coming to PS5 and Xbox Series X. So this is May 2nd, so this was yesterday. Multiple crashes fixed with PlayStation, Xbox Series X and S in various areas of the game. Fixed crashes that were tied to skipping cinematics. Performance improvements across PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. Fixed an issue with the dynamic cloth inside of Mantis. Fixed various rendering issues. Fixed the issue with registered Nico colors not saving. Fixed an issue with registered Nicos disappearing from the stable. Fixed issues with cinematic dialogue overlapping. Fixed various collision issues. Fixed an issue with enemy AI remaining in T-pose during photo shoot. or photo mode, excuse me. Fixed the freeze that occasionally occurred while talking to Dama. Fixed a bug where BD oil VFX did not properly render. Fixed an issue with players were getting stuck inside the chamber of duality if you did not save after leaving the chamber and die. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's 13 bullet points. And mostly referring to more with performance and rendering. That is very surprising. That is a lot. And if I'm not mistaken, this game did get pushed back because it was gonna have a different release and got pushed to April 28th because of certain issues with performance and rendering. And I feel like if that was the case, then you should have waited until the game was done. But I know they're under EA, and I know how EA can kind of get, so I'm not really faulting on them, because at least Respawn, because I follow Respawn on Twitter, they are at least being responsive to the fans. And from what I've seen from the comments on those threads on Twitter, a lot of people have been very respectful about it, been very responsive, and that is good that they are being very engaging with the fans, so that is good to hear. It says Star Wars Jedi Survivor is out now. I definitely recommend it, but the obvious caveats that while it's a great game, it is not performing where it's out to be. If you're on console, you might want to at least know to begin your run until after the update tomorrow, given the list of updates and fixes above. Update: second patch for PS5 and Xbox Series X is live today. I believe that is referring to yesterday. Should fix most of the major game-breaking problems players have been facing. The overall general feeling I'm getting that the vast majority of gamers right now is that the game is just too good to let performance issues deter from the playing. That is true. The game is very, very good, but it does mess up the experience because of things like this: the performance, the rendering, little just stuff that should have already been already been taken care of if you have game testers. Because this is like, at this point, I'm not saying the game isn't fully complete, but like, it comes down to how do you want to experience the game. You want a full-fledged out game. People are paying $70, $60, $70 depending on, or even maybe 80 to 100 depending on what version you're obtaining to play this game, and they're not getting the full experience for what they're paid for. You know, at this point, like, why? And mind you, this is a single player game, so there really shouldn't be any issues. There's no online, there's no anything like that. So why is a full-fledged single player game having these issues? You know, we're not talking about little minor quality of life changes or whatever. We're talking about full-fledged on performance. Like, the game basically can't even freaking work. Like, it's an issue, and I feel for people, you know. But you don't know. I try to look at it from both sides, because we aren't the developers, so we don't know what goes on, as these are also people that people tend to forget. These are also individuals who have to make a living doing these things, and what they have to experience as far as work environments, people they work with, all these things. Like, you have to think about that. And I'm not trying to defend them, but I'm trying to be understanding from both sides, because me as a consumer that like these type of things, that's buying it, you know, I'm like, look, I just paid this money, I want to get my full experience. But then we don't know what goes on their side, you know, things like that. Like, I'm pretty sure people have heard of how shitty work environments can be for developers and things like that, or managers who have different ideas and they're not on the same rhythm, and you know, stuff happens. Like, these things do happen, you have to understand that. And the only thing we can really do is, yes, we can voice our opinion, but be respectful, because at the end of the day, these are people. These individuals have to make a living somehow. We're talking not the big corporate wigs. We're not talking about. We're talking about the people that are like us, who love to do what they do, but they can only do so much because they have to keep their job. And that's what I'm referring to. You know, got on a little tangent, but I hate to see that people that I've noticed, even on Twitter and all these other platforms, that voice their opinion, they have to be so threatening and all these things. It's like, it's not necessary. Like, I understand, but when you get to a point when you're threatening people, you're doing these things, it's not cool. It's not cool at all. It's not cool at all. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. I just had to say that real quick because I feel like it is relevant to this, because it's a game at the end of the day, and I know that we want to all have a good time and enjoy it and everything, but at least they're working on it and they're trying their best to fix it. I mean, most in other games that they take their time, but at least with Respawn, and from what I've always heard from Respawn, always been very, very good at, they get of the best product as much as possible. Are they perfect? No, but I've never really heard of a bad game that Respawn has made since I've been introduced to games like Titanfall, the Titanfall series, Apex, things like that. And even with the new Star Wars, the first one, it was a good game. Did it have some issues? Yes, it did, but they improved on that. From my experience from playing it, it's been really, really good. Just stuff like this, I don't understand why it got bypassed them, but like I said, I digress. So here we get back to the article. But it's a shame that the amazing game had to launch in this condition, especially since reviewers have given the game before these patches. Imagine in a 2-week delay where most of these issues were patched before going to critics, let alone the game public. At the same time, some of these problems weren't going to be discovered until the game went live and was in the hands of hundreds and thousands of players. That's the thing, you can only find so many problems with QA testers. Certain stuff is given to inevitably fall through the cracks, and those problems are going to annoy and frustrate paying customers. Facts of life. But other issues like the frame rate drops and crashes, a cleaner bill of health and launch will have done wonders to help the word of mouth around this game. Thankfully, it's good enough to mostly avoid the kind of horrible reception a game like Cyberpunk 2077 ended up getting, and the one that took a lot longer to fix. There are problems with Jedi Survivor, but it seems the most glaring are patches at this point. And the guy that wrote this article, he made a good point. I never really played Cyberpunk 2077, but the fact that he brought that up is a really good point to say that that game came out that game was horrible. The amount of people that was really hyped for this game, for Cyberpunk, it was crazy. Like, even the developers and everything was talking mad stuff from all these different events that happened when the summer hit. They were talking mad stuff to other developers and these other publishing companies, like, hey, we're not gonna be like you guys, this and that, the third, just to drop a game, and the game is unplayable basically on all platforms. That was bad. That was really bad. And lucky that that game isn't at that extent. These are pretty fixable. But if it would have dropped like that, I think it would have been hell for Respawn and also EA, like a lot. But lucky it didn't get to that point. But I do agree with him on that point, because it would have made it like, you started off real strong with Jedi Fallen Order, and then you bring out the sequel and it's a broken mess. Like, the game is playable. Like, once everything's actually decent, it's a playable game. But you can see some issues with it as you further get deeper into the game. And as somebody like me that do enjoy the game, I've got like almost 60 hours in the game, and let alone, like, yeah, I've had issues, but did it stop me from playing? No, it did not. But there is issues there, and lucky that Respawn is working on that and they're dropping these patches. It's to smooth out everything. It's good. Times are different now. People have deadlines, they have stuff they have to do, they have a lot on their plate. That's not how it was when we were growing up, when we got a full-fledged product. And I do miss those days, and nowadays, in this modern time, they can only do so much. And at least they dropped a game that was playable with handful of issues, but it's not like that it's the end of the world. And they're working their hardest, I'm pretty sure, to make sure that everybody that paid for this is getting their money's worth. So I do appreciate them for doing that. So yeah, maybe I'm sorry this video was a little long, whatever, but I like the game, and I had to talk about it, whatever. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. We're gonna roast 2K. Killa gang, you know how the fuck we do. Also, if you haven't, I will also be doing a giveaway for the Star Wars Jedi Survivor game for PS5. If you want to do that, like I said, I have a post on my channel as well, my community tab, as well as I will also put the information in the comments. So if you want to just do it from there, that's fine. And I will be doing the results for it on the 12th. So starting from today until the 11th, I'll be trying to get as many people as I can that want to be in it. And then from there, once the 12th hit, I will have some put some time aside to go ahead and select the winner and everything like that, and then we'll just go from there. All right, but everything on the post explains everything, but I just want to give you guys a heads up for those who are interested and also want to experience the game as well as I did. So lucky for y'all, whoever gets the game, y'all probably have a better experience compared to us people who got it day one, who kind of had to experience all the bugs and glitches, stuff like that. All right, so yeah, without further ado, I'm out this thing. Peace.
Who's that?